Hello, listeners, and welcome to the O1 Uncensored. I am your host, Edward Chesency, and with me is my batchmate, Oliver Gunn.
Okay, so today we will be interviewing President Edgar Gatchalian, batch from batch 86. He's the president of the Alumni Association of Xavier School. He is a COVID positive survivor, as we say. So for
Welcome to
our
the
let's
show.
well
Thank you very much for inviting me and giving me a chance to share my story as well.
Yes, sir.
okay.
We're so really happy that you've fully recovered. Lalo na this virus kasi nobody knows, di ba? Nobody fully knows yet. There's no vaccine yet. And we're really happy that you can share your experiences with us.
Of course, I'll do my best.
Okay, so let's go straight to the point.
Okay.
First things first, where did you get the virus?
That one I cannot tell because being active in the Alumni Association and other groups,
Mhm.
I get to meet a lot of people. So during the time that it was already known that there was a COVID in the area, you don't know who you talk to that had it or pass it to you. So I cannot pinpoint exactly who or when I got it. Yeah.
Okay. Sir,
Okay.
but just to update our listeners, around when did you check into a hospital? And did
Okay.
you
Then I
have
think
a hard time looking for a hospital?
okay. I believe that we went in March 17. I think it's a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I have my cardiologist, si Dr. Cheng, had given me some hypertension meds and asked us to buy blood pressure monitor.
Mm-hmm.
So after we bought one, tama-tama, we were checking at home lang.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife realized that my BP was high. So we checked with the oximeter, yung oxygen percentage that your lungs is processing. And that was very low. So around 870+% lang. So immediately we went to the ER at St. Luke's because I live in Makati, so that's the nearest one that we could think of. Went to St. Luke's in BGC, and when they saw me, immediately they took care of me. Kasi after testing again on the pulse ox at the hospital, they said parang di man panic, pero they showed urgency. Lumabas na kagad, may wheelchair na, pinaupo na ako sa wheelchair, and then they took me into the hospital. And then my wife had to park the car and process some paperwork. But for me, they just wheeled me in immediately through the COVID entrance.
So the hospital was pretty speedy naman in taking
Yes. They're very good with I think the protocols were already in place. Nag-start na sila kaya it was easier because they had a protocol to follow. I think at that time, mid-March, not all hospitals were ready. I guess I was just lucky that St. Luke's was advanced in terms of setting up protocols for the COVID patients.
Oh, that's really good to hear.
So at that time, there was no positive results for the COVID. So you were
hindi pa because I think we were from the ER. We went to a private room muna. That's where they took the swab, and then we had to wait 2-3 days because they have to send it to our RMIT.
RITM.
Yes. At that time, St. Luke's did not have their own lab yet processing the swabs. But now they do. So at that time, wala pa. So it takes about 3 days kasi there's a queue, diba? And they have to send it there and then come back. The results to come back.
Yes.
So, yun. That's the initial part of the story.
So so after 3 days, you learned already that you were positive. The results came out already.
That one I'm not sure. But that's what my wife told me. Because I think parang nagkaroon na ng emergency eh.
So nasa-date ka na?
Yeah, they had to intubate. They had to put me on the ventilator. I think my stats were really, really low. But syempre, all of this, I'm not that aware because they had to sedate me after because I kept trying to pull out the
Yung mga
at that time, COVID na ako. So my wife was at home. So you can only learn things of what the nurses told her. Diba? Kasi there's no, di ka pwede may kasama sa room. COVID positive patient. So everything we know is through second-hand info, through the nurse or through the doctors who were there, who were present. Yeah. So yun nga, I kept trying to struggle with the yung
mga sa'yo.
Yeah, so they had to, I think they had to tie me to the bed or something and sedate me para hindi ko hilain. Kasi that would be more dangerous for me if I did that.
Gatch, you mentioned that you were sedated. Like, for the benefit of our listeners, do you have an idea how long you were sedated?
I think it was between 5 to 7 days. I'm not sure. Because I woke up Holy Week na eh. So that was April already. So Easter. Maybe more than a week pa baka. Di ko alam yung timeline eh. Because I think the sedation was so good that I forgot everything. So everything I know now is what people tell me lang. The nurses, Sir Gatch, you're like this. Diba? We were taking care of you. You were just sleeping the whole time.
Wow, so you were like in a coma in a way, in a sense.
Yeah, something like a coma, in medically induced coma, something like that.
Okay.
But sabi nga ng doctors, I'm lucky that I don't know all these things, firsthand, because some people are traumatized by the fact of, inserting that tube down your throat, diba? That's not an easy thing to,
So you never
overcome.
So Gatch, no, you never thought na you didn't have a time to realize that you were dying.
Wala. Until after when you reflect upon it, and then my wife told me that how close we were to
Okay. Because of the mga drugs, no? Nakasiding.
Yes. Oh, malakas yung drugs.
Okay.
Well, during your stay in the hospital, after you regained consciousness, what feelings or thoughts you were going through? Like, did you have any doubts but that you were gonna make it or not? Like, were you scared with what predicament you were in?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a weird feeling. I was never like worried or scared from the time I woke up until the time we left. It was more like very positive yung attitude ko. I think it's because of all the prayers that people kept sending me. Once I was able to open my Facebook, I kept seeing all these messages that people were sending me all throughout the time that I was unconscious. So it gave me a lot of strength. It gave me a lot of encouragement. And the doctors told me these things take one day at a time. You can't really say. Everyone keeps asking, when am I leaving the hospital?
Yeah.
I can't say, I can't give a date because walang may alam eh. Diba? No one knows when I can leave the hospital. Even last night when we left, I only knew about it like 24 hours before na pwede na ako i-release. And then they had to process all the paperwork, do some more further testing. But it's not something that, okay, next week you can go home. So you have to take it day by day talaga. So you need a really good positive attitude in order to survive. You cannot be depressed, or you can't allow yourself to be depressed or to be sad or to put yourself in a more difficult situation. So yun yung yun yung lumabas sa akin. And really thankful to God, and I think marami kaming priest na friends and they were all messaging me, calling me through FB Messenger or through Viber. They kept calling me, and then they really try to boost my confidence that I can come back.
Pero most knowing that you're in the ICU and hospital, knowing that most of your floor mates, ano mo yun, and also from our uncles and aunties, one by one they are dying. How do you stay to be positive? You know, with all the news, syempre mga balita na COVID ganyan, namatay. How do you stay positive?
Well, there's one perfect example. I think Xavier from class of 1973 had passed away before, while I was still asleep. So I didn't know about it because no people didn't really tell me until one of the nurses, because I think my wife parang ayaw niya ako marinig yung mga bad news parang baka magkaroon ako ng depression or something. So one of the nurses said, "Oh, I think you know someone here." Parang ganun. Kasi nga, when my wife calls the nurse station, yung other room where the other patient is, they also like check yung mga same, what's the status, what's the ano. Parang alam ng mga nurses na magkakilala kami. But I didn't know he was there until maybe a week after I woke up na. Oh, pero by that time, he had already passed away. When I knew that he passed away, syempre, I was sad because he was a friend, someone I knew. But it also gave me some inspiration to really fight through it pa. Rather than, sabi ko kasi I only have two directions di ba? To pity myself and stop doing exercises, stop practicing breathing, how to breathe. You need to really learn to.
So there's a bit of lag right now.
Ayaw mo na gawin, then deteriorate. The other is you really fight through and come back. Diba? Nakabalik na ako from the unconsciousness, diba? Or the coma. Bakit ko papabayaan sarili ko and let them, diba? I have to win over this. I have to overcome this virus or this illness or this sickness. Yun ang lagi na sa mind ko.
Yeah, I can see that you really have a huge fighting spirit.
So as of
Sorry, Ogan, you were saying something?
Yeah. No. So as of today, you are COVID-free already. Am I? Can you?
Well, we still have to take further tests kasi nga right now I'm in isolation inside my house. My wife and my kids are in the second floor. I'm in the ground floor. So we prepared a room that the kids don't come into. Kasi I still need to do 2 weeks of quarantine, self-quarantine here at home, and then take 2 more tests to really make sure that I'm not contagious.
Okay. So when you woke up, sino yung first 2 persons na tinawagan mo? Who were the first 2 persons that you called?
When I woke up, kasi I think Ogan, you know my wife, she's very, very makulit sa mga nurse. So when I woke up, the nurses called her kagad using the nurse's phone.
Okay.
So, syempre, alam nila na sobrang excited na yung wife ko marinig voice ko. But it wasn't hard to talk, but it was hard to make sentences together. Parang, syempre, groggy ka pa konti, di ba? Parang, you just answer, oh, yeah, okay, I'm good, ganyan lang. Hindi masyadong conversation pa. Yeah.
So never ka, ano ka ba? Was there a time na naiyak ka when you were talking to her, or you accepted you accepted whatever God has given us, eh? Parang yun ang tingin ko.
Yes. But syempre, all throughout, when you reflect about things, maiiyak ka talaga. Because of your gratitude that that you're alive.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead. Wala.
Yeah,
anyway,
I think Ogan is lagging a bit.
Anyway, as I was saying, syempre, it can't help but minsan maiiyak ka talaga because your gratitude that you are alive, di ba? It's very, especially when you're praying. Like I said in one of my early statements, this is the first time that when I pray, parang alam ko it was a personal conversation with God, not just repeating some prayers, which is, di ba, what normal praying is, di ba? You just repeat some prayers, some standard prayers. Maybe people always ask for things, please do this for me, gano'n. But I think after this, what I faced, I learned that, you can have a chance to have a more personal conversation with God through your prayers.
Ogan, are you back?
Okay.
Naiyak ka na, Ogs?
Kita sa webcam ni Ogs.
Oo nga.
Hello.
Ogs,
Yes,
are you
go ahead,
there?
Go ahead.
Yeah. I think we have some questions from our viewers, right, Ogs? Ogan?
Medyo choppy, yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Internet is...
Yeah, internet is a bit shaky nowadays. Ogs, I think we have a few questions from our listeners, right? From our viewers. So we asked for
from our
questions
viewers.
from our viewers.
Okay, so question, how much is your hospital bill, and did PhilHealth shoulder it?
For now, I believe that PhilHealth did shoulder because I was checked in March. That was before the cutoff.
And then
in terms of how much, I'm not sure because my wife is the one who talked to billing and. But it should be a lot. St. Luke's is not it's not the cheapest hospital. But they took good care of me, so we're happy naman.
Okay. Another question from one of the younger batches. What was your first symptoms and how did it progress? How is your breathing now?
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I never had the cough or I think may low-grade fever ako. And also the blood pressure was spiking during that time. That's why we went to the hospital. So yun yung symptoms na meron ako. But I didn't have the cough, which is the normal sign, di ba? Cough and fever.
Yung mga body aches, wala naman body aches?
Wala naman at that time. No.
How about loss of sense and taste?
Wala, I did not feel that. Kasi nga, they were surprised. Eh. Kasi when I went to the ER, I walked in like a normal, di ba? Di nila alam na may sakit na ako until they took my readings, my vitals. And then nakita nila parang delikado na. That's why they rushed me.
Okay.
Can you repeat the second part of the question?
The second part is How is your breathing now?
Now it's okay. Ever since I woke up, we had one more day with the oxygen on the nose. Then they removed that, and my oxygen levels is okay. It's 99% now, 98%.
Okay.
Sometimes 100. So
Galing,
everything's good now for the last
So-
1 month. Yeah.
So now that you have a clearance, no, now after, let's say, after a 1 week of self-isolation, are you traumatized in going out?
Hindi naman. I think people have to still continue living their lives. In fact, some of the priests from the school want to visit me na nga here. Sabi ko, wait na lang. Excite sila eh.
Oh, excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
sabi ko, wait na lang muna until I can actually, see you and talk to you and face to face. Diba? The other thing is that, what's the other thing you asked? Sorry.
the other thing is your last question from Yapi.
Okay.
Is it safe to assume that you will take back the reins of AAXS?
Oh, thanks. Thank you for that question. That's interesting. Right now, I'm still trying to play catch up with what's happening in the last 2 months. But I'm in communication with the Vice President Ever, and we're doing it by committee. It's not ever since naman, since I was voted as president for the alumni, everything is done as a team. We've never really said, diba? I'm the president, you all just listen. I think we've never done that in our history in 1 year together in the board. So I think we just right now I'm trying to catch up on whatever is needed and give my points of view when it's asked. So I mean, of course, I'm still the president, so everything still goes through me. So there's no problem with that.
Okay. Any message to? We have a message here. Any message to the KKK? To the commanders? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The KKK is something that I feel is a very good initiative. Of course, there are challenges along the way. For the people who want to help out, I think you can visit the Kalinga COVID Contra COVID Facebook page, wherein you can see how you can donate or how you can help out or what are the items that they need. That's the best way to help out the KKK initiative. Or if you want to volunteer, you're a medical professional and and you want to volunteer some of your time, you can contact them as well. I really appreciate because I know some of my friends are really giving a lot of their time and effort there at the KKK. They made the sacrifice because they think that by doing, a good thing for our community is like parang pambayad to get me back. So, I mean, everyone has their own motivations, but syempre, of course, I really appreciate those who have given up a lot of their time and effort towards the KKK. Yun.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, in this time
Yes,
of
Ed.
uncertainty, I think we should really exhibit our being man for others, as Xavier and Alumni.
Yes.
So that's... sorry, you were saying, Gatch.
Yes, I think one of the things that we really need to be aware of regarding this COVID is that we don't know everything right now. we cannot assume things. We cannot say that or take things for granted. Maybe that's one of the reasons why I caught it, because I was maybe too relaxed. I wasn't taking care of myself at that time. So I think for now, until the near future, wherein there's a vaccine or there's a cure that people can find, let's all stay safe and practice social distancing, because you can't really tell. Like I said, we don't know everything yet about how this virus works. Although there's a lot of research already, but still, diba, it's not yet perfect
That's right.
knowledge about this. So yun ang message ko. Stay safe and stay healthy, everyone.
So, pahabol ako, may naisip ko, no?
Yes, go ahead.
Coming from a COVID survivor and going through all these ordeals, okay? Now, are you in favor of the extended ECQ or GCQ? Coming from a COVID survivor.
I think the smart way to do it is really to do it in stages. Right? You can't just arbitrarily open everything. So you really need to do it in stages. But you cannot just keep people locked in, because diba? People still,
business will go down. Yes, need money.
Economy suffers. People get depressed if you're locking them in. Diba? And that will cause maybe crimes or things in the future. Diba? So there should be a balance. There should always be a balance.
Pero once we do it little by little, parang the virus is very deadly, diba? Like you don't know how you get it or when or where you got it. So, diba?
Yes. Well, there's enough information now to say that you shouldn't be side by side in the office. Let's say, because I'm thinking only of our office, there's a lot of tables that are wherein the employees sit beside each other, diba? So we just have to give them some space, or maybe only half the people come to work, given a schedule, because not all our clients are open anyway, right? So you have to be smart lang. You have to be smart and also cover up your face and whenever you're outside. I think that's the smart way to protect yourself.
Okay. So thank you for your time, President Gatch.
Oh, thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you for your trust and giving me this opportunity to share my experience.
Good luck on your road to recovery.
Thank you for granting
Thank you, Oliver.
Yeah.
To all our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. Wear your mask and stay safe and sound. This is the 01 Uncensored signing off. Bye.